Gender and fashion trends have evolved significantly in recent years. The traditional binary distinction between men's and women's clothing is becoming increasingly blurred. As people are breaking away from rigid gender norms and embracing more fluid expressions of gender identity. For example, we are seeing more androgynous and gender-neutral clothing styles that can be worn by people of any gender. This includes clothing items like oversized blazers, straight-leg pants, and plain t-shirts, which are popular among both men and women. Moreover, the fashion industry has been responding to the demand for gender-inclusive clothing lines, with several brands launching collections that cater to a diverse range of gender identities. Many fashion brands are also featuring gender nonconforming models in their advertising campaigns, further challenging traditional notions of gender roles and stereotypes. In recent years, we've also seen a rise in the popularity of gender-fluid and non-binary fashion. This style of clothing aims to challenge traditional gender norms and create a more inclusive fashion landscape. Gender-fluid fashion often incorporates a mix of masculine and feminine elements, creating a look that is not exclusively male or female. Many fashion brands have started to incorporate gender-fluid clothing into their collections, including unisex clothing, oversized silhouettes, and pieces that blur the line between masculine and feminine aesthetics. These clothing items are designed to be worn by anyone, regardless of their gender identity. In addition to gender-fluid fashion, we've also seen a rise in the popularity of genderless fashion. This type of clothing is designed to be completely free of any gendered characteristics, such as traditionally feminine or masculine styles, colors, or patterns. The goal of genderless fashion is to create clothing that is universally wearable, regardless of gender identity. One example of genderless fashion is the rise of unisex streetwear brands that offer oversized, comfortable clothing that can be worn by anyone. These brands often prioritize comfort and practicality over traditional gendered aesthetics, allowing people to express themselves through their clothing without conforming to gender stereotypes. It's important to note that the movement towards gender-inclusive fashion is not just about clothing styles and aesthetics. It's also about creating an environment where people of all gender identities feel accepted and represented in the fashion industry. For example, many fashion brands are now using gender-neutral language in their marketing campaigns and on their websites. They're also working to create more inclusive sizing options, which accommodate a wider range of body types and shapes. Additionally, some brands are partnering with LGBTQ+ organizations and charities to support the community and raise awareness about important issues. By taking a stand on social and political issues, these brands are creating a more inclusive and welcoming environment for people of all gender identities. It's also worth noting that the push towards gender-inclusive fashion is not limited to high-end designers and luxury brands. Many affordable and fast fashion brands are also beginning to embrace this trend, making gender-neutral clothing options more accessible to a wider range of people. Another important aspect of the movement towards gender-inclusive fashion is sustainability. As people become more conscious of the impact that the fashion industry has on the environment, there's been a growing interest in creating clothing that is sustainable, ethical, and long-lasting. Gender-inclusive fashion is playing an important role in this shift. By creating clothing that is versatile and can be worn by anyone, regardless of gender, fashion brands are helping to reduce waste and overconsumption. Gender-neutral and genderless clothing also tends to be more timeless and long-lasting, reducing the need for constant updates